spiritual myopia. The trouble with us who are wearing spectacles is always very inconvenient. When I first started wearing spectacles, I was about 15 years old. And who's touching what? Okay, and can you hear me?
Testing one.
So when I was about 15 years old, my eyesight was deteriorating. I need to wear my spectacles, and I didn't know that I was just straining my eyes and this without my spectacles, watching TV. And the worst part is the more you strain your eyes for short-sightedness, the more you will, the higher the degree will be. Correct? I think we just throw a stone here, we keep one short-sighted person in our church. So all of us understand this. And it will be very inconvenient for work, inconvenient when we go do sports. I mean, some of us, I play basketball a lot, so it's very inconvenient. Sometimes people just swing, my specs will fly. And when I go NS, it can also be dangerous. I was supposed to, I was a computer engineer. I was supposed to mine a live detonator to the live mine, and I was wearing spectacles and was sweating, and my whole spectacle fogged up. I cannot see the actual detonator. Then I'm like, which hole am I supposed to put into? I can't see. It can be quite dangerous also. And when the worst part is, you need your specs to look for things. And when you misplace your specs, and you need it to look for your specs, have you that kind of feeling? Or while you go swimming, your specs drop into the swimming pool or into the beach. Wow. I think Leah had experience before, right there. We swim halfway, we brought her to our youth camp, children's camp, and she swam at the beach there, and the whole spectacle dropped into the sea. That was, then we have a blind girl, sorry. Yeah. So, what's worse than having poor physical eyesight? Being blind, very simple, right? But what's worse than having poor physical eyesight and being blind? Right, so just do that. Being spiritually blind or having spiritual poor eyesight. I put that as spiritual myopia. And these have grave consequences for us. And I think this passage Gregory has read for us is looking at this issue, and Jesus is correcting this whole spiritual myopia that the people are having, the Israelites people are having. And yeah, when Gregory leads song, nothing happened. Okay, that's very effective. That's a bit bear with it, okay? We bear with this. Good. So we begin with this passage from verse 37 to 54. Okay, and there was the time when Jesus was invited into a religious leader, a Pharisee's house for lunch. And some version put it as lunch, some version put it as just to eat with him. So he went in, and Jesus started eating. So the tension comes now. You feel that the tension comes when Jesus just went to the food, and he started taking the food and put on his plate and started eating. So the tension comes because he did not follow the Jewish tradition here. And the Jewish tradition is you must wash the plates, the cups, so that it will ceremonially, religiously, or religiously clean. Which is not found in the Old Testament, but this is the Jewish tradition. And the Pharisees and the scribes and the lawyers who were strictly follow this tradition, and they were actually offended when Jesus didn't follow. And to them, this is their very precious tradition. Wow, can you feel the tension when people start taking the food? You can feel the tension. And the tension was building up even because one of the Pharisees, the Pharisee who probably the one that invited Jesus, turned to Jesus and he was surprised and he started asking Jesus. It could be like a surprise mood, it could be like, if it's a Singlish Pharisee, would be like, you never wash your bowl, it could be like that, Singlish Pharisee. Or it could be a form of rebuke. Hey, how dare you eat without washing your bowl? Or it could even be a very sarcastic mood, It could be like, wow, nowadays rabbi eat, don't need to wash bowl already, Or it could be like that. It could be any form of it, so we do not know. But normal people like us, what we do? We do like, oh, sorry. Because we are afraid to offend people, right? Okay, we quickly wash our bowl. But Jesus did not back down. In fact, he caused attention to rise to his climax by what he said to them. He turned to the Pharisees, 39 to 41, and he rebuked them for focusing on the outward cleanliness and neglecting or not looking at the inward greed that's within them. He said, but you clean the outside, but inside you is full of greed and wickedness. And the word greed, actually the word used here in the original word is not just mere greed. It's a different word from chapter 12, the word greed. Beware of all form of covetousness. This word greed actually means it's violent greediness. In NSV, it's translated as robbery. It's like snatching things for yourself. So you say you are this true cleanliness. Jesus is telling them is the inside here. It's inside of you. And Jesus says you should give what is inside you, and give it as alms or as charity to people. What is Jesus dealing over here with the religious leader? What I put here, the religious leader has these big problems, spiritual myopia. They only see the outward appearances of things. They were so short-sighted, they could not see beyond the surface things, and they cannot go any deeper. They're only eager to look clean on the outside, but they don't care about the deep sin inside their heart. They're focusing on the outside, showy things that makes them look good. Can you see? This is the problem of this the religious leader, and it was further elaborated by the three woes given to them from verse 42 to 44. First woe, they say you give tithes, all the herbs of the garden, which is a good thing, but you neglected the deeper issue of justice and the love of God. What you do, you are going through the motion. Jesus is saying, you go through the motion, you do the good thing, yes, but these are good things, but you neglect God and God's people. You are probably oppressing God's people, which is no justice. And whatever you do, you are doing it without any real love for God inside. You're just being religious. So the first woe is saying that they only see the outward forms of religion. They only see the outward forms of religion, whereas God's people and the love of God is missing. So one implication for us to think about is don't merely or overly focus on the outward dressing in church or in gathering. No, don't merely overly focus on the outward dressing in church. Do not get me wrong, I'm not saying that therefore we should be sloppy or we should dress indecently. No, this is not what I mean. But don't be too quick to judge when someone is dressed lesser than us. Neither should we be too quickly highlight or highly regard someone who's dressed well, and therefore conclude that, this person dressed lesser, he's less spiritual, or the guy dressed well, he's more spiritual. This is simply too simplistic. You must beware of this spiritual myopia, looking only at the outward things, just like the Pharisees. Number two, the second woe, it says you love to be honored. You love to sit at special seats in the synagogue. Your names be printed somewhere. Your titles must be hanged somewhere, must come after your name, before your name. Your name is only so short, but your whole title before and after is very long. So you love respectful greetings. That's what he says. What is the problem with these Pharisees here? People here, they only see the outward form of accreditation. The outward form of accreditation, the praises of men. They love that. Stay away from a Last week we have installed 2 new deacons, Derek and Sitong. And our church will have 3 elders, 3 deacons now, and 1 reverend. Whatever that means to us. We are thankful for that. And I'm thankful that we don't see leaders here insisting that we must be addressed by our titles. And we don't see any one of us being offended when we are called by our first name, or we are merely addressed as brother so and so. The true matter is actually I do. I prefer that I must be addressed by my title. I prefer that you address me as handsome Chee. That's not a title, sorry. So that's a description, a false description. Okay, but on a serious note, our church will be in deep trouble one day if the leaders love titles and love these greetings. Do not get me wrong. I do not mean that we can be therefore be disrespectful to leaders, or in fact we should not be disrespectful to any members for the matter of fact. You know, and we start calling people, hey, Sia, come here. No, we don't do that. So, but what is focused here is that spiritual myopia also focus on the outward form of this kind of religious names, respects, accreditations are given to the person. The third woe, and given to the Pharisees, is they were so good at covering themselves up. Jesus says, woe to you because you are like a consumed tomb. In the Old Testament law, they are not supposed to touch anything that has to do with dead people because they will make them unclean. You know, so Jesus says you are actually that unclean thing. And worst thing is you are a concealed form of it. People come into contact with them and they learn from them, they are discipled by them, and they were influenced by them. They didn't even know they are actually influenced by this outward form of religiosity, outward form of presentations only, and nothing go deep inside them. What is Jesus telling these people? Jesus telling them that it is a very serious spiritual problem, spiritual myopia, short-sightedness. They could only see the outward form of things, the showy godliness, and inside them, they are seriously neglecting true spirituality, and they are actually in danger of hell. That's why the word woe means. You see, woe to you, woe to you. You are in danger of hell. That's what Jesus is giving them as very serious warning. You see, when I lose my specs, you know, I may fall, I maybe have to change my spectacle, I may wave to the person in the street, the wrong person in the street, that looks like Esther, it's the wrong person, oops. The most is inconvenient, is annoying or embarrassing. But spiritual myopia, you have danger, eternal danger. Yes, you have danger of eternal damnation. Why is it so? And here the reason is because we are only looking at outside. We are not dealing honestly with the sin within us. You see, we are not dealing honestly with the sin within us. It is not comfortable to listen to such messages, is it? No, we don't like to hear such preachings and hear such corrections. And that's exactly what's happening here. You see, with the Pharisees and with the teachers of the law, this lawyer, which is a teacher of the law. And this verse 45, this teacher of the law, after hearing all this, he turned to Jesus and says, hey, wait a minute, Jesus. Wait a minute, you are insulting us too. Now, if it's a Singlish, what will you say? Hey, teacher, like that you should be asked also. Should be asked. You shoot him, you should be asked. So Jesus was like, oh yeah, correct. I need to talk to you as well. So Jesus turned his arrow now towards the teachers of the law, or the teachers of the Old Testament law. He says, woe to you, teachers of the law. Woe to you, lawyers. Because you teach law, and by teaching the law, you are supposed to draw people to God. But now what they do is they added a lot more of their own traditions, their own laws into the Bible teaching, and make it impossible for people to follow. You see, and the worst part of it is by adding all these things, they themselves never follow it. So Jesus says that the problem with you is this spiritual myopia, is that you cannot see your own spiritual inactivity. You yourself added so much, but you yourself never leave a finger to do any of these things. You know, they only see their own knowledge puffing out, but they don't see that they themselves do not practice what they are teaching. Second woe to the teachers of law, verse 47, 55, 51. It's a longer segment, but basically, by their objections to Jesus, thinking that Jesus insulted them, it only proved that they have this serious spiritual myopia, in that they cannot see their own spiritual pride. They built tombs, nice tombs, decorated tombs for the prophets. Jesus says, you know what? You can't see yourself that you are probably, in your own attitude towards Jesus' teaching, in his own negative rejection of Jesus' teaching, you are as prideful as your fathers, who will kill prophets and will kill teachers, will kill people sent by God because you don't like to hear what they are telling you. Your reaction will be angry. If you have a chance, you'll persecute them. And a bigger chance you will kill them, like the Old Testament fathers. You know, you will get rid of these people who speak things that you don't like to hear. You see, you are like them. You know, so they are so blinded that they can't see their own spiritual pride. And last one, verse 52, the third war. It says, by your teaching, you are supposed to draw people into God's kingdom. But in actual case, by your teaching, you are causing people to walk away from the kingdom of God. What kind of teaching is that we don't really know, but I suspect there are two possibilities. It's either confusing teaching or controversial teaching. You know, they're teaching things are confusing to people. The people are, I don't know what you're talking about. Walk out. You know, all the controversial thing. You know, if you want a concrete example, you can talk to me later. I have plenty of examples to give you with this. But either one of these confusing or controversial teaching. And what is the problem with them? The spiritual myopia is that they can't see that they don't really understand spiritual stuff. They are spiritually illiterate. Can you see? They are spiritually illiterate. They could be scholars, and they were scholars of the Old Testament, but we were actually spiritually illiterate. Can you see that? Quite sad, isn't it? I've one lecturer who's actually very scholarly, but some of the things that he's teaching is really controversial, and causing people to doubt their faith, causing people to doubt the word of God, causing people to doubt their salvation. You know, it is very serious. So spiritual myopia is at least having this spiritual poor eyesight. It's referring to this group of religious leaders, the Pharisees who love the outward things, but they cannot see beyond the outward surface things. Or the lawyers who cannot see anything deeper. They can't see their own heart. What's the problem with their heart? They can't see deep. In fact, they don't want to see deep also. They want to see further than that. How do you know? Look at verse 53, 54. In their negative responses, their negative reaction to Jesus, it really shows that they don't really want to look any further. They're just happy to look at what they're looking at. You know, and it's a scary thing, isn't it? These are religious people. These are the religious leaders, and they only focus on outward, and they don't want to see, and they cannot see, and they don't want to see any deeper into their heart. And it's scary because this has eternal judgment. There's eternal judgment hanging over their heads. Woe to them, but they can't see it, and they don't want to see it. But the truth of the matter is, the disciples are not spared for me. These disciples are not spared for me. Chapter 12, verse 1. That's why Jesus turned and warned the disciples about the yeast or the leaven of the Pharisees. Because the disciples are not spared. Why? I put here because spiritual myopia is a contagious spiritual disease. Physical myopia may not be contagious. I mean, it is not contagious in the first place. But spiritual myopia, it is. That's why Jesus had to warn the disciples. He said, watch out for their hypocrisy, this outward form of religiousness, outward form of things that they care less about the sinful condition of their heart. This external showy business, this external false godliness, but they neglect the inner godliness. This kind of thing is contagious. It is contagious. You know, and Jesus warned the disciples. Why? Because I put here precisely because the disciples were affected by this spiritual myopia. The disciples were affected by it. And the disciples were probably thinking in their head, but as long as no one sees, what's the problem? I mean, it's okay, they're outwardly okay, but no one sees what they're doing, it's okay, what? You know, and it's like what some of us who have gone through the army, we have always hear this phrase from our instructor. He says, you can do anything as long as you don't get caught. Right? So this is what no one sees what. Outwardly you are looking good, but no one sees and no one cares, isn't it? You know, and you don't get caught, as long as you don't get caught. Is it true? Is it true? Verse 2, verse 3 will tell you it's not true. The spiritual myopia have come to these disciples that they cannot see the future. They cannot see the future of what God sees now and what God will expose in the coming judgment. That's why Jesus says, what is hidden now will be exposed. What we have spoken in the inner room will be announced in the rooftop. So in this spiritual myopia, I've caught on, the disciples have caught on this, influenced by this spiritual myopia. I put that they cannot see the future judgment for the present hidden things. Outwardly look good, but inside they're also corrupted. But they don't see that one day all these things will be exposed. You see, they cannot see the future judgment for the present hidden things. Do you and me, do we do things secretly and think that no one knows, no one cares, and we think that we can get away because we are not caught? As long as I look good, look religious on Sunday, then we think, we should be okay. Or I can behave godless. I can be a tyrant in my workplace, irritant in my home, most selfish person in school, weekdays. When I come on Sunday, as long as I look godly, we should be okay. Do we think that way? If so, then we have also been influenced by this spiritual myopia. We are short-sighted and we forget that whatever that is hidden now will one day be exposed. There will be an impending judgment. And the disciple may think, but it is quite foolish, isn't it, to expose the Pharisees' system, to expose their hypocrisy. Why go against this authority? I mean, our life will be at stake. We will be in trouble. It's a life and death thing. So they were actually scared. How do you know? Verse 7, Jesus says, do not be afraid. Because precisely they were afraid. Verse 4, do not be afraid. Verse 7, do not be afraid. Verse 11, do not be worried. They actually fear the authority. They fear for their own safety. Why? Because this is part of spiritual myopia. They can't see, they cannot see God being in charge of the future. Whether it's eternal future or the near future. Eternal future is that Jesus said, you fear the one who can destroy your body and also after that send you to hell. Cast your soul into hell. Verse 5. This is the eternal future. But the near future is that the disciples will be like, but how to answer them? When we are brought into the authority, the near future, Jesus is promising them that don't worry, I will send you the help. And the help with a capital H. Verse 12, it says, the Holy Spirit will teach you. The Holy Spirit will teach you. This is a promise of this. So now the disciples cannot even see eternal future of judgment and also the near future of God that Jesus has promised them, the Holy coming of the Spirit. But it sounds very harsh, isn't it? And it's very scary, isn't it? That, when I'm scared, I'm also scolded. I was being caught spiritual myopia, short-sighted. But isn't it natural for us to be afraid for our safety, to be afraid of our security? But it is natural. It is natural. We don't deny that. But what Jesus is doing over here is graciously weighing up two systems, two opposing systems. One is, if you remain short-sighted, spiritual myopia, if you remain in that stage, and you are only concerned for your present physical welfare, present life and death, and you're only concerned for your present security, whether it's relationship security, job security, or whatever, and you even go and deny Christ because of your present safety and security, there will be an eternal consequence. A long-term and eternal consequence. You will suffer the possible of hell, eternal condemnation, and rejected by Jesus when he comes again, when he will reject these people, deny these people in the presence of the holy angels. The second system, then, you can choose to be far-sighted. Yes, in this present life, you may risk your life. You may even be killed. And in this present life, you may be persecuted. You may lose all your security of relationship, job, promotion, whatever. But you will remain faithful to Christ and you will never deny him. And there is also eternal consequence. And then you will be saved from a penalty of sin, eternal damnation in hell. You will be saved from this. And Jesus will richly reward you and receive you and will never deny you before God and his holy angels. Can you see there's a two opposite system that's happening here. So which is harsher? To tell you the truth now and show you the consequences, or keep all this truth from you, don't tell you any of these things, and keep all the consequences from you, but then you face it later. But I hope all of us remember this, that this is in fact the price that Jesus himself paid to save us from sin. He gave us his life to save us from sin. He died on the cross for the penalty of our sin. And he bore the presence, what he was about to face when he was heading toward Jerusalem. He bore the present suffering, the present shame, the pain, and death. And he did not reserve any part of himself, but he gave himself because he saw eternal glory. He saw something. He was really far-sighted. He saw something even greater. He gave up his own life now, his security, his safety, because he saw something greater. To make you and me who believe in him, to make us sons and daughters of God. This is a greater glory that Jesus is seeing. He is really far-sighted. Let me show you a verse from Hebrews. Let me read for you. It says, but we see him, Jesus, for a little while when he was made lower than angels when he came here on earth, namely Jesus, crowned with glory and honor because of the suffering of death, so that by the grace of God he might taste death for everyone. For it is fitting for him, for whom and by whom all things exist, in bringing many sons and daughters who place our faith in him to glory, should be made the founder of salvation, perfected through suffering. That's what he did. He saw the present suffering, nothing in comparison to a greater glory to come. You can see that he is really far-sighted, that he wants to save us, make you and me sons and daughters of glory. You know, if the hearers are short-sighted, Jesus will warn them. And Jesus, in fact, gave them a very serious warning. He says, do not blaspheme the Holy Spirit. What does it mean here? We're not going to go into detail, but let me explain to you quickly. Really, to blaspheme the Holy Spirit is to remain stubborn. You see, the word of God is being proclaimed to them by Jesus, by the power of the Holy Spirit, and later by the disciples. And not just that, Jesus also demonstrated his power by the power of the Holy Spirit through the signs and wonders that he done, also later by the disciples. And to stubbornly reject the word of God revealed and authenticated by the signs and wonders that Jesus himself performed is to stubbornly refuse the offer of forgiveness of sin, is to stubbornly refuse the offer of salvation, a reconciled relationship with God. And verse 10 says, therefore, you will not be forgiven because you are rejecting it. You are rejecting it. It's just like a person who is short-sighted, stubbornly refuse to get a pair of glasses. What will happen? He will remain not able to see, and in fact, he will deteriorate even further. Can you see that? So a person who stubbornly refuse to come to Jesus, believe in what he says, and come to repentance, he will continue to harden and harden and harden. That's why you will not be forgiven. Verse 10, Jesus says, if you blaspheme the Holy Spirit, you will not be forgiven. So do not be stuck in this spiritual myopia that we cannot see the future, only concerned for safety and security of the present life. In fact, spiritual myopia extend to this extent that we are so overly concerned about present life, and the dangerous consequence is that we cannot even see beyond this present life. We are just looking at it. One such mentality in our present world will be this. There's a YOLO mentality. You know this YOLO mentality? Young people always say, you only live once. You live, so therefore you live your life to the fullest, live for a moment without worrying about any future or even eternal future. You just, whatever you stretch out your hands can grab, you just grab for yourself. This mentality is highly dangerous because it's just spiritual short-sighted, just looking for now, here and now, and nothing more. You know, and this is a description, in fact, of this random guy in the crowd who turned to Jesus and says, Jesus, help me to split my inheritance. You know, this random guy in verse 13 to 34 onwards. So he probably perceived in the crowd, hearing Jesus and said, wow, this is a wise person. I think I'll get him to help me split the inheritance between me and my brother and me, so that I can grab more for myself. And Jesus saw through this. Verse 15, he says, "Well, beware of all forms of covetousness." Beware of all covetousness in ESV, or all forms of greed. All forms of greed. Because greed comes in all shapes and sizes. It can be covered up with some nice sounding words like splitting inheritance. It's a legal, legit thing. Or even in our today's language, greed can even come in the form of, I'm prepared for rainy days. I'm accumulating for the future, maybe mission work support. I'm preparing for my retirement fund. It could, greed comes in all forms, all shapes and sizes. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying any of these are wrong, but I'm just saying that these could be an easy cover-up for the deep-seated greed inside our heart, covetousness inside our heart. And Jesus saw through this in this person's request. So Jesus gave a very famous parable. It's commonly called as the parable of the rich fool. The rich man having a great harvest, and he became even richer. Well, there's nothing wrong with being rich. Nothing wrong with being rich, right? If something wrong with being rich, I'll ask Deacon Elder Gregory to transfer all his CPF to me, so I will save him from our goal. So, but there's nothing wrong with being rich. And now he expands his business. He tear down the barns and build even bigger barns. Well, there's nothing wrong with expanding his business, is it? Then he has a wise planning for his future, for his retirement, and says, well, I can rest now. But there's nothing wrong in his heart, isn't it? So you say, nothing wrong, what's wrong? So I put here, what is wrong? What is wrong is, what is wrong? So what is wrong with this? If nothing wrong with being rich, nothing wrong with expanding his business, and nothing wrong with having a plan for a future, for his retirement. So what is wrong with it? Let me suggest to you, what is wrong is not what is there. What is wrong is what is not there. You see? What is wrong is not what is there, what is wrong is what is not there. What is missing? God is missing. Other people are missing. And the sad part is, in this short conversation about himself, there are 14 direct or indirect references to himself. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. It's my thing. It's my thing. Oh my soul. It's me. It's me. It's I. It's me. So it's all about himself, where God and others are all missing. But the sad picture over here is when God finally appeared in verse 20, first part. It was too late for him. When God appeared, it was judgment for him. He said, your soul will be required of you tonight. And when other people appeared, verse 20, part 2, it was kind of like a mockery to him. It says, all that you have gathered, whose will they be? All that you have gathered for yourself, mass wealth, who will they be? Answer? No one, or anyone, or everyone. You see, it's a mockery to him. But some of us may be thinking, but what's wrong with thinking of provision for now? What's wrong with thinking of provision for the future? Of course we have to. There's no wrong in itself. But the spiritual myopia here is this. They see only the present, and the present only. They could only see the present and the present only. These are the YOLO people who live for now, who never think of the eternal future. And therefore, Jesus addressed this whole issue in the next portion. Because the disciples apparently were very worried. They said, what should we do? We have to prepare for ourselves. How about our daily bread? How about our future, our retirement, everything? So Jesus has allayed their worries. Verse 22, do not be worried. Verse 25, about worry. Verse 26, about worry. Verse 29, do not be worried. Verse 32, do not be afraid. We are so overly concerned. And in fact, this is called the over singular worry about life. Over singular worry about life. Physical life. And Jesus redefined what life is all about. Life is not just physical, it is more than that, but not less than that. It's not less than that, but it's more than that. So I put here the true definition of life from Jesus' understanding here, or Jesus' definition. It's not merely physical, but spiritual as well, and using the physical for the spiritual. Let me explain this phrase. What life is about? Life is physical. Yes, we need to eat. It's physical. And verse 23, Jesus is saying, life is more than physical. Life is more than these things. Life is more than just having to eat, having something to wear. But Jesus never said life is never about physical. No, Jesus never said that. That is a Greek philosopher's thinking. In the Christian understanding, physical thing is important. But life is more than that, not merely that. Verse 15, Jesus says, earlier in verse 15 says, even the abundance of a life is not a true definition of life by itself. It includes the physical part definitely. Verse 24, God will provide for the raven, God will clothe the lilies. Verse 27, God will beautify the grass. Yes, all the physical things God will provide. It is a physical thing. And verse 31 says, you see the kingdom and all these, the food and clothing, will be added to you. So life includes the physical. Yes, we understand that. But life includes the spiritual as well. Verse 31, but seek first His kingdom. What is God's kingdom? Seek first God's kingdom. The spiritual part of it is that you have to seek God's truth in your life. That the Word of God, the principle from the Word of God must lead, must guide you in all decision makings in your life. You seek God's truth in your life, in your heart, by listening to what He says. This is seeking God's kingdom. Seek the kingdom. So the definition again, life is not mere physical, but spiritual. And the second part, I put there, using the physical for the spiritual. Verse 33, it says, sell your possession and give it to the poor. In fact, this is the same word used in chapter 11, verse 41. Give as alms or give as charity. It's a challenge that Jesus gave to the Pharisees. Give as what? Same challenge that Jesus gave to the Pharisees who were so greedy. And what does it mean by sell your possessions? I put here, it means to sacrificially other people's center. Sell something. Jesus never says sell everything you have. He says just sell your possessions. It's a form of sacrificial act that you have to do, so that you give to other people. This is XX. This is versus the person in the parable who are just about him, me, I, my possession, my barn, my soul, my whatever. It's totally opposite from this. It's other people-centered versus just me-centered, self-centered. So it's sacrificial because he has to sell it. What can we do? Well, we want to learn to be far-sighted. Well, I put here, use your wealth. Use your wealth for a few situations. Number one, equip yourself spiritually. Maybe buy yourself a good Christian book to read. Maybe go and attend some good conferences, Bible teaching conferences that are helpful to the word. Come for church camp and pay for it. Jonas didn't ask me to do this. He asked me, you can do an advertisement. No, he didn't. But come and cross people, because I do hear from this another church that says, this church camp are so expensive, $40 more. But the truth of the matter is, they will spend 4 times more to go to other countries for the tour. Now it's $40 more for their usual camp, So you see, come for God's people to gather together. Is it not worthwhile? Second, contribute to the gospel ministry. And give to, there's some gospel cause, give it to it, local mission, overseas missions. You give it to gospel cause, or you can, third, I put it, help the poor. And there are some people who need money. There are some students who want to come for the church camp and they can't. You say, I want to sponsor this student. You can do it anonymously, you can do it quietly behind the scene, whatever. Or some people I know in the church, they always use their car to fetch people to church and all this. That means a little bit of detour. That also means that the petrol cost and all this. Yeah, it is. But you must understand, life is not just merely physical, it includes the physical, but it's also spiritual, and it's also to use the physical for the spiritual. And it's something very hard. It's not easy, you understand that? And it's hard to be consistently thinking, hard not to consistently think of our present need and our future needs, physical needs. Especially in Singapore, we are probably bombarded with messages about earning more, grabbing more, storing up more, saving more, investing more, and more, and more, and more. You know, we are constantly bombarded with such messages. What is needed? Verse 28. It says, you of little faith. What is needed? Faith. What do we need to trust? Who do we need to trust? Verse 22 to 34 give us three things, I think. Three things that we need to trust. We need to understand, and therefore to place our trust is number one, God. God as a caring creator. He cares for his creation, the sparrows, the ravens, the lilies, the grass. If God cares for all these insignificant things, how much more you? We have a God who cares for his creation. We have a God who cares for his creation. Verse 30. Switching from God, Jesus switching to the Father. We don't just have a God who cares for the whole entire general creation, but now if you put your faith in Jesus, you have God as your Father, a special intimate affection that you have. Remember Jesus who died, suffered, and died to make us sons and daughters of God, so that he purchased for this special intimate relationship with him. From enemies of God become children of God. We have God as our Father. And think of a good relationship with your Father who cares for you. This God is like times how much more, how much more. And third, verse 32, Jesus turns around and he addressed his disciples and says, little flock, we have Jesus as our great shepherd, who will protect us from the wolves and feed us on the pastures. Think about Jesus. We have Jesus as our shepherd. He says, you of little faith, do you not believe that you have a God who cares for you? Do you not believe that you have this God as your Father? And you don't believe me as a great shepherd, as a good shepherd, who will protect you from wolves, lead you to the green pasture. You know, the whole image of Psalm 23 here. So in summary, we talk about physical short-sightedness, myopia. It's inconvenient, it may have consequences, and it could be equally embarrassing. But spiritual myopia, I think that's what Jesus is addressing now, the crowd, the Pharisees, the religious leaders, and his disciples. It has serious eternal consequences. In fact, spiritual myopia over here, people who are spiritually short-sighted, Jesus gave a name to them in this passage. It began and it ended. They are called fool. Chapter 11, verse 40, Jesus turned to the Pharisees and says, you fools, because you can only see the outward things. Chapter 12, verse 20, in the parable, God said to that rich person, it says, you fool, today your life will be required. Because he is only living for now and present. You see, a fool is a person who is spiritually blind, spiritually short-sighted. You only can see the present, the surface thing, and only can see the present thing. And mind you, they are not stupid. Mind you, they are not lowly educated. They are highly educated religious leaders, the Pharisees and the lawyers. And they are successful, like in the parable here. They are very successful and rich in this world. But in the eyes of God, spiritually short-sighted people are fools. May none of us here remains as who we are, as fools, looking at living for the present and only looking at the surface. May we grow and come to know our Lord Jesus far-sighted to save us to be sons and daughters of God. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for the word. We pray that God, you open up our spiritual eyes to see what you have done for us on the cross. That you save us to be your sons and daughters. And to do that, Lord, you bear the shame, suffering, the death on the cross. Forgive us, Lord, when we are made in your image, even an eternal soul, but we are only living for here and now. Forgive us because we are so short-sighted. Forgive us because we do not want to be bothered with you. And we give no attention to our eternal soul. But we thank you, Jesus, for dying on the cross.